Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome to our video on doubloons. Now in this video we're going to be going over many things such as what the doubloons actually are, how you can go about retrieving them, what you can spend them on, and also the fastest way you can actually get them. First of all, we'll go through what doubloons actually are. Doubloons are the currency in which the bilge rats use. You can spend the doubloons on anything such as Ashen Key stashes or Athena's Thief Haven runs, or even on some cosmetics from the bilge rats black market. To access the bilge rats black market, you need to go and speak to currently Lorena, who is located outside of the tavern, and when you speak to her you should be able to browse her black market. And just in the top left there is an icon which has the doubloon symbol in front of it, and you just need to click on the doubloon icon, and then this shows you everything in which your doubloons can be spent on. This isn't the only thing they can be spent on, as there is actually a black market archive which Sea of Thieves recently added, which has all previous black market things in for you to go and purchase. You can buy things such as the Fearless Bone Crusher jacket, or some Wild Rose ship cosmetics. There's a bunch of stuff you can buy in there, probably costing you upwards of 4,000 doubloons. Next up, how do you go about getting doubloons? Well, you can get doubloons by selling things such as ritual skulls, rag and bone crates, ashen keys, ashen tomes, reaper's chests, gifts, and ashen chests. You can get all of these from completing the world events such as the skeleton forts, the skeleton fleets, and as of one of their latest updates, the Ashen Winds event. The only thing you can't get from those events are the Reaper's chests. Now, in order to get a Reaper's chest, you will need to look out for a red and green twirling beacon in the sky. Reaper chests are always located in shipwrecks underwater, so once you arrive at the beacon and you see there's nothing there, don't worry, it's probably under the water. Reaper chests sell for the highest amount of any of those things I just listed, as they sell for 25 doubloons. Just so you know, I'll quickly list off the rest of the sell prices for the loot previously mentioned. Ritual skulls sell for 10 doubloons, rag and bone crates sell for 5 doubloons, ashen chests sell for 5 doubloons, ashen keys sell for 5 doubloons, ashen tomes sell for 10 doubloons, gifts, depending on the gift, can sell for 5 or 10 doubloons, and then obviously Reaper's chests sell for 25 doubloons. Now, on to the fastest way that you can earn doubloons. Personally, I find the fastest way to make doubloons would 100% be server hopping for Reaper chests, because you can sometimes spawn an outpost right next to a Reaper's chest, and then it will take you like maximum of 5 minutes sailing to get to Reaper's hideout to sell them. So in 5 minutes you'll be making 25 doubloons. So in my opinion, server hopping for Reaper chests is 100% the greatest way to get doubloons quickly. So just to go through the procedure, I'll quickly tell you how you would go about doing this. What you want to do is, once you load up Sea of Thieves, just hop into a sloop. Well, if you're doing it solo or with a partner, just hop into a sloop and server hop until you come out of the tavern and you see a red and green twirling in the sky. Once you locate this red and green twirling beacon, just head down to the Reaper's Bones emissary table and vote to raise the emissary. I'll explain why you do this in a minute. Then once you get on your ship, raise the anchor, lower the sails and head towards the Reaper's chest. Now the reason why you voted on this Reaper's Bones emissary is because usually in shipwrecks you find more loot than just the chest. And as you know, having an emissary up increases your income and reputation. So what you want to do is, once you arrive at the shipwreck, just head down into the water and you want to touch every piece of loot possible. Pick up any mermaid gems or any merchant crates, any chests, any skulls, anything and everything. Because this is going to give you a certain amount of Reaper's Bones reputation, and if you can get your Reaper's Bone grade up to grade 2 without having to spend any extra time doing quests, then this is going to give you an extra 9 doubloons, which will eventually add up. I will say that it's not always guaranteed that you will get level 2 from the shipwreck loot, so as a quick extra tip, I'll show you how you can get level 2 Reaper while sailing towards the Reaper's hideout. Anyway, once you've done this, you want to go and grab your chest, take it up to your ship, putting any loot on your ship if you need the extra reputation, and then set sail for the Reaper's hideout. If you haven't managed to get grade 2 Reaper, then what I suggest you do is while sailing past any island, just shoot off onto the island and look around for any kind of loot. Make sure you're not heading into a rock or heading into another island, and then just shoot off and see if you can find any loot to touch. One thing which you may not know is capturing a pig, snake or a chicken actually gives you reputation. So if you can't find any loot on an island, however it's given you some pig crates or some chicken coops or some snake baskets just lying about on the map, then actually pick one of them up and go and find one of those animals and capture that animal, and that will actually give you some Reaper reputation. Once you've done this, just catch a mermaid back to your boat and keep heading towards the Reaper's hideout. Once you arrive there, you're just going to want to head off your ship with the Reaper's chest and hand it into the Servant of the Flame. It should be noted that there is also another beacon in the sky which is pure yellow. This signifies the Reaper's bounty. This will only reward you with 10,000 gold and it will not give you doubloons. However, this can also be another way if you want to do some quick gold farming. Next up, this is a tip mainly aimed towards new players to the seas or people that just haven't really bothered completing many of their build rat commendations. So first of all, I recommend completing the Legends of the Sea. This is a very quick way to get doubloons as you just need to sail around the island and read a journal. You receive 5 doubloons upon reading each journal, and there's about 60 in total. It's not the greatest way of making doubloons, but it's certainly not the slowest, and it's sort of a more passive thing you can do as you sail around the seas, because if you're going past, let's say, Daggertooth Outpost, you can quickly look up a video on where is the Daggertooth Outpost Legends of the Sea journal, shoot off and you get yourself 5 doubloons. Next up, in the Build Rat commendations, I recommend trying to complete the Ashen Treasures. This is where you have to sell one of each tome, so like the Tome of Resurrection, the Tome of Power, Tome of Fire. You find these tomes inside of Ashen chests. Each of these tomes sell for 5 doubloons, which on top of that, chest sells for 5 doubloons, and usually inside of an Ashen chest you'll also find either a ritual skull, maybe a doubloon pouch which gives you 10 doubloons, or something else, making this a very good way to get doubloons, because on top of completing things for selling the tomes, you get 5 doubloons for selling the tome, 5 doubloons for completing a commendation on selling the tome, 5 doubloons for selling the Ashen chest, and an extra 10 if you have a ritual skull, or an extra 10 if you have another doubloons pouch, or maybe you even get more than 1 tome. So this is typically a very good way to get doubloons. The commendations about defeating the Duchess or the mutinous helmsman, that is from completing things such as skeleton forts. So when you complete a skeleton fort, the very final pirate lord will either be the Duchess or the helmsman or the other one. So that's how you complete those ones. Just as a continuation from that, let's say you have a spare Ashen key lying around. Let's say you sunk a skeleton ship and you got an Ashen key from it, or you sunk a player ship and you have an Ashen key from it. Do not sell this key. Instead, what you want to go and do is go to the tavern, speak to Lorina, and pick yourself up an Ashen chest stash for 65,000 gold. This will give you a map for the current outpost that you are on, and you'll just have to go and dig up an Ashen chest. Now obviously, as we just spoke about, digging up this Ashen chest will give you tomes which go towards your Ashen treasures, or just it gives you 5 doubloons in general if you've already completed them. It will give you an Ashen chest which is 5 doubloons, and possibly doubloon pouches or ritual skulls which sell for further doubloons. So instead of getting 5 doubloons for the key, you're actually going to be getting about 20 doubloons including the Ashen chest. Just as some finishing notes, look around the Build Rats commendations, just look for ones that you haven't done, ones that are very easy, such as Festival of the Damned, going around the map, lighting beacons on different islands, or maybe the Forsaken Shores where you just have to go and step on each of the Devil's Roar islands and you get 5 doubloons for that. So just look around there, see what you haven't completed, get your doubloons that way. However, as I was saying, the fastest way to get doubloons is by far server hopping for Reaper chests. We hope this video has been of some use. Hopefully you sort of understood what doubloons are for, where you can spend them, so you don't just go around looking at different places like, oh, where can I spend all my doubloons? You can only spend them with the Build Rat representative, so at the moment that is currently Lorina. But that about wraps it up for this video. Make sure to check out our description because we have links to things like Google Forms where you can leave suggestions which you'd like to see in the game, or maybe even video ideas. If you have an idea which you think, oh, that would be a really nice video, I'm really interested in that, you can leave it down there. We also have a community Discord where people often look for groups and look to play with each other, get tall tales done, do Fort of the Damned stacks, do Reaper flag hunting and all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for people to play, why not swing by there and chat to people. Lastly, we have a link to all of the tall tales, so if you're stuck on any of them, then you can go and watch our guides on that. We're also going to be filming things such as where all of the journal locations are for Legends of the Sea, or the beacons for Festival of the Damned, things like how to kill skeletons who are affected by grog balls for the Cursed Cruise, those kind of things, how to complete all of the build recommendations in the future. So make sure to stick around for that if that's something that interests you, and yeah. But other than that, thanks for watching. We hope this has been of some use to you. We'd love to hear your feedback in the comments, so let us know what you thought of this video, whether you thought it was too long or it was just what you wanted, anything like that. We appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Please consider hitting that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.